These things were what NBA scouts were afraid of. What's going on, guys? Welcome into Clutch B-Ball TV. I hope you guys are having an amazing day or night. And today, I'm going to be talking about Cole Anthony. As you guys know, he made his NBA debut last night up against the Atlanta Hawks. The Orlando Magic did go on to win this game, and I was really excited to see Cole Anthony's NBA debut. Good thing I was able to collect film, so I'm trying to remember what website I found it from, but it was like really hard to find it for sure, so I just had to go digging like crazy because I thought Cole Anthony was a very interesting prospect, and I thought they got good value out of him, the Orlando Magic, and I think Cole Anthony was kind of prepared coming into this game. Orlando Magic were one of the top defensive teams last year, for sure, even though they did lose a guy, DJ Augustin. I kind of wish they had held on to DJ Augustin or brought him back on a team-friendly deal, not to start, but I don't know if he would have came back for that, because I thought DJ Augustin would have been a perfect mentor point guard for Cole Anthony. But again, I gave Cole Anthony the benefit of the doubt coming out of North Carolina. At first, I was really tough on Cole Anthony because I did not like the deficiencies of his game, but then I realized he played with nothing at North Carolina. They're absolutely trash. He tried to play hero ball probably. That's why his efficiency wasn't the greatest, and that's why his shot selection was terrible. He didn't recognize when to pinch and kick. Wasn't the greatest defensive player. Doesn't have the physical profile. But like some of the deficiencies in his game were just not great. Even though he's not the greatest defensive player, he still plays his ass off on that side of the basketball. And I also gave him the benefit of the doubt because a lot of people were saying he's not tall enough, but he's 6'3". Some of the best point guards: Kyrie Irving, Russell Westbrook, Damian Lillard, Kemba Walker. Those guys are all 6'3". I think it's just a coincidence that the best point guards are 6'3", and he's also a difficult shot maker, and he's an NBA-ready handle. But watching him last night, his shot selection was abysmal. I get it. If you're missing shots, shooters shoot. At the end of the day, I don't know if he's the greatest shooter in the world. When I watched him at North Carolina, he showed flashes. He has deep range and he has confidence. But just because you have confidence doesn't mean you're a great shooter. And I'm tired of these Knicks fans, because I remember some Knicks fans wanted Cole Anthony, and I wouldn't have minded him at all. I thought it was good value where he went in Orlando, but there was a reason why he dropped. If it was not having the big-time physical profile, shot selection, not recognizing when to make the right basketball pass or basketball play, and he's definitely a hero ball type of basketball player, but he's a good athlete, he's a bulldog, and he might fit today's NBA very nicely, especially because it's a fast up and down pace of the NBA, but especially when it gets to the postseason, it's more of a half-court driven playoff league. When the game slows down, that's why Giannis really struggled. You have to be good in the half-court setting, and that's where Cole Anthony scares me. Sometimes he forces himself at the rim trying to finish, trying to always get a bucket. Don't get me wrong, he does have range, and he's not afraid to shoot from wherever, but sometimes you have to realize when to give it up and make the right basketball play at the end of the day. But having Markelle Fultz starting, Cole Anthony coming off the bench, again, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. It is his NBA debut, and I always gave Cole Anthony credit because I was like, he's a better defender than LaMelo. LaMelo Ball does have the attributes. He has a long wingspan, but his effort isn't there on a consistent basis to be a good defensive player. When he does try on defense, he's a solid defender. Cole Anthony might have not been the greatest, but he tried his ass off. Cole Anthony showed flashes to be a good passer, but he just didn't want to give up the basketball all the time. I get it. That might have been a hero ball type of thing. His shot selection wasn't the greatest, but LaMelo Ball's shot selection wasn't the greatest, and a lot of people were assuming LaMelo Ball was going to fix his deficiencies, and Cole Anthony wasn't, though. But I like how Cole Anthony's from New York. I think he's a bulldog type of player. He's going to get advice from Greg Anthony, even though his father did get into some trouble in his NBA career. I think he has a lot of talent. He's a good athlete, difficult shot maker, good ball handler, but he's a lot to work on when it comes to his game for sure. Forcing himself at the basket, his shot selection. He has to realize when to make the right basketball pass or play. And I would really like to see him in crunch time because I think that would be really interesting because I know he would not want to give up that basketball whatsoever, and he's not afraid of the big moment. But again, he played with nothing at North Carolina. He has to realize he's in Orlando now. There actually is talent around him. This team did go to the playoffs. But I just don't want to see this team get the 8th seed because if I was the Orlando Magic, just blow everything up. Get all the old guys out there. Get Terrence Ross out of there. Like DJ Augustin, good step. I know they probably didn't let him go. He probably wanted to go to a contending team. Maybe he would have been good as a mentor for Cole Anthony if they did bring him back on a team-friendly deal, but I doubt it because he was their starting point guard. But they're in the worst position you could be in as a basketball team. They have Jonathan Isaac. They have Cole Anthony. They have Markelle Fultz. Build around this young nucleus of guys because it's the worst position to be in when you're an 8th seed. You're not good enough to compete. You're not going to an NBA championship. Like most of these guys may not be a part of your future. Like Vucevic, I don't know if you're winning a championship with Vucevic in my opinion. I think Vucevic is a solid to good basketball player, but is their roster, like these young guys, going to be good enough to be top options for the future? And maybe they will be if you go on. I'm not saying to lose. You don't bring a winning culture by losing, but build around these young guys and let them get the experience. Mo Bamba may not be a part of the future, but he is young. I would like to see him finally get some consistent burn. But then they went on to give Vucevic that deal. But they're not good enough to compete, but they're not bad enough to get that top pick. So they're really stuck in that interesting position as a basketball team. It's like they're rebuilding but trying to compete at the same time, and I'm not really sure if I'm a big fan of that. But I think Cole Anthony has talent and he has a lot of heart. And it's his first NBA game, so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to say he's a trash NBA player based off of one game. But his shot selection is not great. He had tons of turnovers as well in this basketball game. He was in foul trouble. He was just playing reckless. I get players that love playing hard, but there's a difference of playing hard and playing smart. Like, would you rather work hard or you have to work smart as well when you're working hard? Like, what are you doing, for example, when you're putting in work playing basketball? Maybe, for like example, if I go out, play basketball, and I come back and I tell my mom I play basketball for like 3 hours. What are you doing in those 3 hours, though? Is it efficient work? If you're just playing one-on-one for 3 hours, you're not going to get better. If you put in work of 1 hour and you're putting in legitimate drills, you're actually going to get better. But I think Cole Anthony may be a better player, or he's going to become a good player in the NBA if he just matures his game and he's willing to listen and he has the right head on his shoulders. But let me know down below your thoughts and analysis on Cole Anthony. Do you think he'll be a good player in the NBA? And as always, guys, have a humble day or night. Peace out, y'all.